Dedicated in 509 BC to Jupiter, and secondarily Juno and Minerva, the temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus was the oldest temple in Rome. It burned down and was rebuilt 4 times, and little of it remains today, so its details and dimensions remain controversial. However, descriptions and representations from its time have allowed for recreation of what the temple likely looked like. The temple was promised to Jupiter by Lucius Priscus to gain his favor while battling the Sabines, and completed under Lucius Superbus, after which it overlooked Rome from Capitoline Hill until its final recreation was damaged and abandoned after Stilicho's sack of Rome. During its time, it towered over Rome as the gods in the heavens towered over the secular world. The architecture and location of the temple put a huge emphasis on its elevation. It is at the top of Capitoline Hill, high above the rest of the city, such that the city's inhabitants would look up to it throughout their daily activities. It is also built on a layer of bases, such that until one is at the doorstep of the temple, it is on another level in terms of elevation. This makes it so that as one approaches the temple, the whole way they are forced to look up, as if to the heavens, to see it. This makes it seem larger than life, as if the gods are looking down on worshippers. Even at the top of the hill, the inaccessible roof of the building appears massive, so an observer cannot easily get to a vantage point from which they are above or equal to the building in height. This provides the building a sense of wonder, and helps it to glorify the gods which it represents. The long flight of stairs also makes it so that a worshipper would have to expend great effort to getting to the temple, and could not cheaply and trivially worship the gods. Presumably, Jupiter does not let just anyone witness his glory and gain his blessings. Religious virtue takes effort and sacrifice. The magnitude of the building is exaggerated through repetition of architectural elements, which are made more extreme with each repetition. The most prominent example is the massive roof preceded with the smaller, similarly shaped roof over the doorway, which makes it look larger by contrast. The wide walls extending from the base also make the walls of the temple look narrower, and thus the roof look wider by contrast. It is apparent that with a narrower perspective of the picture, the roof still looks large, but not nearly as much as with the whole background and frame. The elevation also enhances the size of the roof, since it appears wider when looked at from below. The roof is the most important feature of the temple, since it draws the eye upward, and the temple is intended as much as a conduit to the heavens as it is a wonder in and of itself. The support structure of the building is sturdy and symmetrical, with many sturdy pillars aligned to support the massive roof. This strength and symmetry of the temple is likely analogous to the strength and righteousness of the gods, who are all powerful and infallible. The wide base further supports this impression of strength. It appears that it would be very difficult to destroy such a building. Such attributes of the temple's architecture likely inspired admiration, fear, and obedience from followers of the Roman religion.